Let's switch over to some player comparisons here. On last week's show, I had mentioned who's the best hitter in baseball. Is it Aaron Judge or is it Shohei Ohtani? I think this is a debate that we're going to be having for the next 3 years potentially to see which of these guys puts forward the better season. Is it clear, though, that these are the two best hitters in baseball? You got one in the American League, one in the National League. No one is quite as good as Ohtani or Judge right now.
You'd have to say that. Absolutely. And when you say best hitter, that encompasses a lot. It doesn't encompass defense. It doesn't encompass base stealing. And it doesn't just encompass batting average, because that's obviously a much different situation. It's to be able to make contact and hit for power. And there just hasn't been guys for the last 3 years or more that have been doing it at this high of a level as Aaron Judge and Shohei Ohtani. And I'm not really sure who you would even put in as a number 3, because the rest of the guys or candidates that you might even speculate about, you've got questions, and some of it could just be injuries, because Bryce Harper, I'm sure, would love to be a part of this conversation, and he's probably watching Who's Better Baseball over on YouTube right now, banging the table saying, all right, I need to step up. I need to get back. I need to get healthy so I can be in this conversation maybe next month for Ryan and Patrick. I'm sure of it. That's what's going through his head. But again, if you're not on the field, that's going to impact, the conversation. And both these guys have been relatively healthy. They've been on the field. They've been in the lineup. They've been in the batter's box at least. And I don't even know who would be a number 3. It's absolutely Ohtani versus Aaron Judge. Who is the better hitter? Let's get into it.
Yeah, it's crazy to look at how much they've sort of created some separation. Granted, Gunnar Henderson probably deserves to enter this conversation in some respects, but there's something that Aaron Judge and Shohei Ohtani have done that other guys haven't this year. The batting average, over 300. Gunnar Henderson's at 288. Bryce Harper is at 303, so he does enter that billing a little bit. The on-base percentage, over 400. Juan Soto belongs to both of those groups. So you have Soto, who's right there. Bryce Harper's a point away on the on-base percentage, so he's right there. So I'd say those 4 guys really have done something special. But then there's the home runs, and that's what takes it to another level. Gunnar Henderson has it. He's got 26 home runs. Ohtani's got 27. And then you have Aaron Judge, who's got 32. And this is where I make the case for why Aaron Judge is the best player in baseball right now. He got off to a slow start. We can make these numbers even more crazy by channeling into when he really got going. But just for the full season, Aaron Judge is hitting 321, 440 on base, 718 slug with 32 bombs, and he's got 83 RBIs with a week and a half left to play before the All-Star break. I mean, he might be at 90 RBIs by the All-Star break with 35 bombs. It's insane, the video game numbers this guy puts up.
I think right now, if we're talking about the best hitter in baseball, you can't just look at this season. And again, it's part of the conversation, but if you still need to be one of the best hitters in the game right now. That's part of that math. But you need a little bit of a track record as well. And again, we know Ohtani and Judge have that. And we're seeing in the chat from Ian, again, live on YouTube. You can go ahead and leave some comments there as well, even after you listen to the show. But I think we might all be in agreement, despite the fact that maybe a casual fan would go one way over another. Aaron Judge has to be the best hitter in baseball right now when you break it down. Just even looking at this year's stats in 2024 and even going back to 2021 when Ohtani emerged from his cocoon and said, okay, now I'm ready to take my full form as both a pitcher and a hitter. If you're just looking at the offensive numbers, they very much favor Aaron Judge, despite the fact that he's not pitching. And maybe, for a guy who's in New York playing for the Yankees, maybe he deserves a little bit more press, as strange as that is to say. But Judge versus Ohtani, I think a lot of people would probably say, well, Ohtani's the better hitter. Look at all the things that he does and everything that he's able to provide as a player. But we're not talking about just the player piece. We're talking about the hitter. And when you're looking at the numbers, at the rate stats, they really do favor Aaron Judge.
They do. You just mentioned 2021, where Ohtani really hit that next level as a player. If you look at these past 4 seasons here, including this year. Aaron Judge, 296 hitter. Okay. Only guys who have a better batting average since 2021: Luis Ariz, Freddie Freeman, Trey Turner, Bryce Harper, Jose Altuve. On base percentage, Juan Soto, his teammate, the only one with the better one, 426, Aaron Judge, 408. Slugging percentage, nobody's better. Ohtani, second best at 595. Aaron Judge, a 633 slugging percentage. And we talk about WRC plus a lot at Just Baseball. It is weighted runs created plus. It's a stat that is all encompassing. It's park adjusted. It really does tell us who the best hitters are. And it's based on that league average of 100. Aaron Judge has a 186 WRC plus over 4 seasons. He has been 86% better than your league average hitter. And you compare him to Ohtani, who's second best at 162, 24% better than Shohei Ohtani, who's been the second best hitter in baseball. Jordan's close to him, though. Mike Trout, smaller sample size, close to him. Juan Soto's close to him. Bryce Harper's close to him. Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts. All those guys are within 10 to 15 points in WRC plus. And then you have Aaron Judge, just sky above everyone else. He's the best player in baseball. I don't know how long he keeps it up, but at least for now, no one's better than Aaron Judge.
And we know that rate stats should carry a lot more value than the counting stats, because that's just being there and racking something up. Whereas the rate stat says when you are in there, here's what you're going to do, despite the fact that maybe you haven't gotten as many opportunities. Well, Shohei Ohtani, believe it or not, because of that toe injury last year, that sidelined Aaron Judge for so much. One of the reasons why he's probably was slept on a little bit going into this year. And with him being on the wrong side of 30, you go, you know what? Maybe this starts his decline. It absolutely did not. But Ohtani has almost 35 more games played than Aaron Judge. That being said, still since 2021, Judge has more home runs and more RBI than Shohei Ohtani. So whether it's the rate stats or the counting stats, there's definitely a ton of favor for a guy like Aaron Judge. And, if it was a little bit closer, we could get to some of the nuance of saying, like, well, who's behind Judge in the lineup and who's behind Ohtani. We know Judge has had some better lineups and certainly a lot of better players in front of him in the lineup than Ohtani, which leads to the higher RBI totals. But still, these are the two best hitters in the game on two different coasts, now in two different leagues. And it's a fun debate, but it really has to come down, I think, to Aaron Judge. And, going forward, who would you rather have? Again, maybe the body type for Ohtani lends you to say, okay, I'd rather have Shohei Ohtani going forward. Again, a little bit younger, so that certainly does help. He doesn't have to play the field right now at this point, so that's going to keep him just that much more healthier. But again, if we're talking just about the best hitter in the game, it's Aaron Judge.